Hello, David.
Hi,
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. My name is Keith Rayside, Keith C. Rayside. I'm the CEO of Rayside Builders and KCR
Hi.
Construction. How are you
Right.
doing? I just called in
I'm
to,
okay.
to put in my 2 cents worth, because I've been hearing the debate over a period of time, and I just decided that I would share my views. And I want to, first of all, commend the government of Barbados. I think that they're doing a wonderful job. And the Prime Minister has been under some difficult conditions in the past with the storms and the ash and the IMF program. And she's been really battling, battling all these odds against her. And she's really came through, for the people of Barbados. And I want to commend her and the government for doing such a fantastic job. I mean, you got to call a spade, and I think that they're giving her a hard time, and I think she deserves better. But I've seen. I mean, I'm one that you know I'm not calling and ranting and raving about the black and white thing. I don't get in that, and I think I've worked with white companies before. I worked with C.O. Williams. C.O. Williams, we worked together recently, and we got along very well. We work good together, you know. So I don't understand where this black and white thing coming from. This is a
Let
small
me ask you
country.
a couple of questions. Let me ask you a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to this whole issue of your own company, because your company was recognized at one stage as one of the significant players in road construction in Barbados. What has happened to your company in recent years?
Well, let me clarify. It was really my grandfather, Keith Rayside Senior. He is the original founder of Rayside Construction. My company is different. My company is Rayside Builders. I'm his grandson, Keith C. Rayside the third.
Mm-hmm.
My father is Keith C.
Mm-hmm.
Rayside Jr., Buddy Rayside.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Right.
we really don't have anything to do with the actual Rayside construction anymore. Clico took over, and so I can't really say anything on their behalf right now. You know,
So you're speaking on behalf of a completely different company that you
correct.
run.
Yes, Rayside
Is your
Builders.
company involved in road construction?
Yes, definitely. We definitely into road construction. I have two companies, KCR Construction. We deal with equipment rentals and we deal with road works and Rayside Builders. We do structural. We do commercial and residential building. We've done a number of roads for urban development in the past. We did quite a lot of work. I've been with my grandfather from the time I left school, actually, and that's where I gained my experience working there at Rayside Construction for all those years. And then I branched off on my own. And we, with Rayside, with the two companies I have, we've done significant work, small and large in Barbados.
So you
And I want to,
you would therefore be considered a small company. You're running
yeah,
small companies now that are not at the scale that your grandfather's company was at.
correct, correct. No, I won't go for the bigger
Oh.
work right now. I went by the Tenetry Roads and the other smaller work, of course, definitely we can do. And I want to commend the
Right.
Minister of Transport and Work, Sandra Bradshaw. She's doing a wonderful job, and I really want to commend her. She's working hard. And, Sanji's very fair. She's a very fair person.
Okay, I
And
hear I understand your situation, but
mhm,
bear in mind where this debate has how it has flared up. It has flared up over the point that a number of smaller operators came together and bought a $10 million asphalt plant. And as far as they're concerned, they feel as though they have been discriminated against. you don't feel that way because it is clear that you are getting government work. But some of them don't feel they are complaining because they don't feel that they're being treated the way that you are being treated.
No, I'm not doing any government work at this time either. I'm in the same boat. But
You're in the same boat?
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time,
How come?
well, let me clarify something that you said just now.
Let us expand.
You,
Let's expand on this idea. Let me expand on this idea of being in the same boat. What does that really mean? That you
no,
have equipment sitting down and can't get work?
no, I'm doing work in the private
Does it
sector.
mean
I do private
you're
sector
doing
work.
private sector work?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Let
But
me
when
clarify
it
something
comes
you
to,
said just
but you
now.
did say, but you did
Let me
say that
let me.
you were also doing work in for urban development in the past and stuff and tenantry roads.
Yes.
That
When
stopped now?
urban was doing roads, urban they're not doing any roads anymore. But they haven't been for a while.
Hmm.
But we have been doing private roads. But just let me clarify what you said just now.
Okay.
You said about a $10 million asphalt plant. There's no asphalt
Yes.
plant in the world that could cost $10 million. You need to
Well,
clarify that. I think Mr. Cherry was talking about his
you have
investment.
to clarify that. You have to clarify that with the person who said it. So I mean, I
Mr.
expect that
Cherry,
both of you are business people, and therefore both should have some understanding of these things. But
well, I could tell you, I
the
could
concern
definitely tell you,
here,
I've never seen a $10 million asphalt plant. He was
all
talking
right, so
about his
fair enough.
investment for his equipment in
His
terms of the
investment. Okay.
excavators and so on.
Okay, got you.
So, right,
Understood.
right,
Understood.
right.
So let me hear from you now, because you see you're in the same boat, but your
I'm in the
your
same boat, but
focus is on private.
yes, I do
Just let me
private
ask a
work.
question. You do private work, and the question is whether you are not among those who would feel better if you were able to do both private and more public work as well. Are
Of
you
course, I would
satisfied with
love
your
that.
situation
I
as it
would
is?
love that. But a little with content is great
But
gain
what
to me.
stops it? I heard you. I heard you.
I
But
am
what
not. I'm
stops
not.
you from getting
What stops me from getting to work?
you don't yeah, you don't put in tenders for government work?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've never worked for MTW. Um, never worked for MTW before. I worked for Urban. I did some houses for rural. But what I'm saying, the time for that will come. You just gotta give the government a little chance to get stuff together, and when that
So
time comes,
you haven't done you haven't done work for MTW in recent times.
no, I've
But on
never
what
done work
basis
for MTW.
therefore? On what basis therefore are you commending the Minister of Transport and Works on a good job? What is that good job that you've seen?
Well, David, she has just come to her position. If you're talking about her personally, she's just come to her position in an organization where there's a lot of battling going on. She's a female, and she's now coming into things. Things are going to happen shortly, and she's doing a good job. She's building and paving. It's fantastic. I mean, yes, the smaller guys are not getting that work, but you got to see the big picture. It's not just about a small group of
What's that big
people.
picture?
Cow and Infra, they can mobilize faster than anybody, and the government really has no other choice right now at this moment than to give the word to the two companies that could do it. And I understand that. You know what I mean? I understand. We need an
You don't
urgent
feel
injection
and,
of road paving in Barbados. And the only two companies that could do it right now in a speedy time is Infra and C.O. Williams. That's the thing. It's like that's the honest truth. And I'm not picking up for any
well,
sides, but I'm just
that's
saying the truth is that we need the
you
road
know that's
program to go ahead. We need the
You,
potholes filled. You really need to get on with the work. And if the small guys can't do it right now, let the bigger companies do it. And we could do the tenantry roads and the chart roads and the potholes and whatever, and let C.O. Williams and them fellas do the major work. I have no problem with that.
but if a
C.O.
man
Williams
tells,
have
if
employees.
people, well, you ain't got no
C.O.
problem
has
with it, but
employees.
you, look, you ain't got no problem with it. You have no problem with it, fine. But you and I know that there are other people who do not see it that way. And they believe that if they were given advice by a minister of the crown to go and invest in equipment that would put them in a better position to do bigger work and not just tenantry roads, that they should really be given a chance. So
Yeah.
let us concede that you see it one way and other people see it another.
Yeah,
Okay?
but David, you can't go on the premise of a minister giving you a word to go and invest $10 million in equipment only. It has to. You can't go on that basis. It has to be something more solid, in terms of your
Well, I don't know
documentation.
when the other people, when the big players investing, I wonder if they already got the contracts in hand. I,
I,
the way that you all talk, I hope that when you talk like that, you can be sure that it don't happen. It happens otherwise for the other players, because a lot of investment is made around here without people not necessarily getting the contracts in their hand beforehand, because
I'm not
But anyhow,
saying if a minister told me, "My red, go and invest $10 million, go and get some work." That's not enough for me to go and invest $10 million in equipment. You know what I mean? It has to be something that I could take to the bank. Some sort of
let me ask you
something that's solid.
10 million dollars spread out among what 26 people from Wywood. So, but let me ask you. I mean, you have to make investments from time to time in your equipment. Do you wait on all occasions for a contract before you go there and say, let me replace this piece of equipment or let me invest in this piece of equipment because of the nature of what I am doing in my business? Or you just sit there and wait until you get a contract and then scramble to go and get the equipment after?
No, no, no,
What
no,
do you
sir.
do?
I would not go and invest that kind of money in equipment just based on word.
How much money
If
how
I
much money
invest in
would you be
equipment,
prepared to how much money would you be prepared to invest in that way? Not 10 million, yes.
hmm
That's what you
it
just said.
depends. It
But how much
depends on
you
the surety that I have from any entity. If I have a surety on paper and it's binding between the two organizations and is assure that you assure yes, I could go ahead and I could do that because I could take that to the bank. I could say, look, these are documentation from the government. Sure, this is a surety that I am going to receive $10 million in work, and I could go ahead on that basis. Why can't go ahead on a minister telling me, or go ahead and
the
invest
prime
in the
minister
equipment? I
the
hope that.
deputy prime minister the deputy prime minister said because the big issue was about the $30 million for the mill and pave. But the
Mhm.
deputy prime minister said they got the CAF program and they got other work to be done. And therefore, in her judgment, whatever investment they made, they are still going to get work because they're going to get the work from these other projects. They say, as far as they're concerned, they should have been able to get a piece of this pie as well because they are,
Yes,
of the investment that they have made.
but
Anyhow,
David, in
I hear
all
what you
fairness,
say.
we would have known from all last year and whatever what plans the government is having in the CAF program and the firebomb program and farm and
Precisely,
so on. We would have known about this
precisely.
so long. So
Bonfire,
why we
not
would
a fireball.
bonfire?
Bonfire.
Right. That's so we had ample time to get ourselves in order, to get our business in order. So you can't blame the
All
government
right,
that
sir.
the government call on you and you not ready and you vex with the government. That's not fair. And Santi made it
All
clear.
right, sir.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
The deputy prime minister
She
made
made
it
it. She
clear.
made it clear.
And David, don't get me
Okay.
wrong.
Thank you,
I agree that the small
Mr.
businessman,
Rayside.
of course, should get the work also. I don't get me wrong. I'm not one-sided. Yes, we would love to get the work too, but you have to do it the right way.